How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome to Blue Lion Finance, the channel, as many of you already know, dedicated to investing in my personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, as many of you probably are well aware of, the stock market has been drifting to higher and higher highs since the onset of this Santa Claus rally, and here we are. Although we had just a minor setback before the new year, we have once again approached some new record highs within the market. There's been no new news that has come out rather recently, and so of course that vacuum is creating space for momentum, and ultimately now my account is up by $1,589.76 since my last video, allowing my account to now sit at a brand new record high here in 2022 at $87,345.72. This all leads me now to today's video, in which I want to get into what exactly is happening in the stock market, that macro level view, and of course what we can expect in the next coming weeks, because there is economic data about to come out that could shake up the market. And last but not least, just conclude with talking about the 5 dividend stocks that are currently on sale while the entire market is seemingly inflated. These 5 dividend stocks can certainly be the stocks you add to your portfolio and just hold on to for the long run. Now, before we jump in, go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button, as it greatly helps me out in growing this channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. I'd certainly love to have you on this journey with me. Now, YouTube, let's go ahead and dive right in. Who is ready to get into it? There's certainly a lot to unpack here, a lot of which I'm excited to talk about, because it's at this macro level overview of what's happening in the market that you, me, and everybody else out there is going to be able to make better, wiser investment decisions once we understand just the slightest bit of it. And going back just a few weeks, we can really see that there hasn't been as much news coming out, and definitely in terms of the Omicron variant and all the fears that were built up, we're seeing that it hasn't really had the biggest impact on the market, which is allowing investors to only build more and more excitement. Now, ultimately, with no bad news coming out, doesn't say there's necessarily good news, but the status quo is certainly good for predictability in terms of the market and building certainty. So here we are in this vacuum of momentum. The rally is continuing. However, in looking ahead at the next handful of trading days, here's where things could get a little bit dicey, because we're about to have some economic data come out that should certainly shake up the market. Now, on Friday, we're due to have the jobs report come out, and we really are in need of a Goldilocks number of 422,000 jobs created. Anything really more than that is going to lead to higher inflation, and anything that is far below that number is actually going to impact us, because not enough people are going to work. So really, this is a catch-22 type of situation. And then the second economic indicator that's going to come out in terms of how the Federal Reserve is going to be making their next move is actually the rate of inflation itself. Now, the last report was that inflation was sitting at 6.8%, and while that is sky high, we're now expecting inflation to come out and be around 7.3%. However, we keep in mind that that number is expected, and we're going to be working to combat inflation. But with inflation running higher, and of course the investor looking at that number, it's going to cause some fear within them, and of course that turbulence is going to come about, which now all leads me to the 5 dividend stocks that are currently on sale while the market is inflated. The very first of which I want to talk about is one I've been talking about for weeks now. Of course, many of you may be tired of hearing about it, but
I am once again asking for your financial support.
My job here is to present the high-valued stock opportunities that are out there and currently on sale. So this company is Medtronic, ticker symbol MDT. Medtronic was founded back in 1949. It is a medical technology company that has been revolutionizing the healthcare industry since its founding. It generated a market capitalization of $143 billion. Now, honestly, I only look into the future and see Medtronic continuing to pave the way forward in terms of medical technology. In recent news, we can see that their stock share price has actually fallen from around $135 to even dipping below $100. However, right now it's sitting at around $106 per share. This has created about a 21% discount opportunity for all of us investors. Now, in just taking a step back to look at the bigger picture on what exactly has happened and why Medtronic stock has fallen so much, we have to understand that it really all comes down not so much to their fundamentals, but because of the supply chain disruption that is creating a heck ton of pricing pressure. Of course, with a lot of elective surgeries being put off and Medtronic being a medical health technology company, well, we can't expect them to make a whole lot of sales during this time. And then most importantly and recently, we had the FDA come out with a warning letter against one of Medtronic's facilities in manufacturing diabetes devices. So all of this news has just created mayhem for Medtronic's stock share price. However, remaining forward thinking, which is imperative for the investor to do, we can wait for February 22nd, their next earnings report. They are projected to do very well. Now, analysts have expectations that their stock share price is not only going to rebound, but surge right past where it was sitting previously, coming in at a median stock share price of $135 and a high stock share price of $153 per share. Now, as dividend investors, this is exactly why I'm so excited about Medtronic, is because their dividend yield is currently sitting at 2.44%, and Medtronic is a dividend aristocrat, meaning 100% reliability here, as it's been paying dividends out for 44 consecutive years and increasing that dividend year over year. I don't expect this year to be anything different. Next up, we not only have another heavily discounted stock, but just an absolute powerhouse of a play. This one is Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT. Lockheed Martin is an aerospace arms defense information security technology company that was founded back in 1995 and has since then just been pushing the boundaries forward in terms of science and protecting humanity as they go. They are sitting at a market capitalization just below $100 billion and have established themselves as a world leader within the defense industry, securing government contract after government contract. Now, in recent news, they actually missed on an earnings report, which of course, not shockingly, drove a lot of investors away, and for no good reason, because all of Lockheed Martin's fundamentals were there. However, their stock fell from $376 per share to a low here of $326 per share before rebounding just a bit up to $361 per share. Now, that is still a nice little discount on 3.9%, and in taking a look at Lockheed Martin's future, which is exactly what I'm doing, that is what makes me most excited. They recently picked up a brand new contract with the United States Navy, coming in at $847 million, and then another contract just this past week for $102.4 million with the United States Air Force to work on components for the Apache helicopter. All in all, with Lockheed Martin being the world's largest defense contractor, it's almost a no-brainer, in my opinion, to get invested with Lockheed. They're coming in at a median stock share price of $378 per share and a high stock share price at $450 per share. But again, as a dividend investor, it's their dividend I'm taking a look at, with a dividend yield of 3.15%, and that reliability factor is there as well, with 33 continuous years worth of dividends. Now, coming up on the third stock opportunity, we have a never before spoken about stock. This company is Snap-on Incorporated, ticker symbol SNA. Snap-on Incorporated was founded back in 1920, and they're a manufacturer of tools and equipment that can be used across industry verticals. So talk about a company that has dug itself a moat that is going to be lasting for a long time coming. They have generated themselves a nice little market capitalization of just over $11.83 billion. Now, in rather recent news following their earnings report, leadership had totally failed to actually paint a solid picture of where the company is heading, which actually spooked a lot of investors away. So here we have it, with Snap-on stock falling from $231 a share down to around $220 a share. That's about a 4.63% opportunity for us to buy this dip. And of course, for a company that's not going to be disappearing anytime soon, that is only continuing to innovate, analysts certainly have high expectations that it's not only going to rebound, but just continue to grow. They have median expectations for Snap-on Incorporated coming in at a stock share price of $240 per share and a high stock share price at $280 per share. Now, best yet is Snap-on's dividend. It's coming in at a dividend yield of 2.64%. Now, in terms of that reliability factor, Snap-on also has a decent amount of dividend history here, with 33 consecutive years worth of paying dividends out. While not a dividend aristocrat or a king, an incredibly reliable dividend play. Jumping to our fourth stock opportunity, like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
No, not that one. The other one across the block.
Are you in good hands?
There we go. That's the one. We have Allstate, ticker symbol ALL. Now, Allstate was founded back in 1931 and has since then established himself as an industry titan within the insurance industry, generating just a little under $35 billion in terms of their market capitalization. Most importantly is just looking right on ahead into Allstate's future, because they've been experiencing some turbulence with their auto insurance lately that forced their stock to actually fall from around $137 per share down to around $121 per share share. That is a 12% dip. However, analysts certainly believe there is a turnaround in sight for Allstate. Now, I am a believer in that as well. Analysts are expecting a median stock share price of $123 per share, a high stock share price of $176 per share. Now, in terms of Allstate's dividend and being an investor in an insurance company that is delivering through on a ton of reliability in and of itself, Allstate has a dividend yield coming in at 2.75%, and of course 27 years worth of consecutively paying a dividend out. Again, not an aristocrat or a king, but that reliability factor is certainly there. And last but certainly not least, our fifth dividend stock opportunity of the day, we have AMGN, ticker symbol AMGN. Now, AMGN is a global biopharmaceutical company that manufactures and develops a wide range of therapeutics. They were founded back in 1980 and have established themselves as an industry leader with the current market capitalization sitting at $113 billion. It is just continuing to deliver through on treatment after treatment, combating a variety of ailments, anything from cancer, arthritis, psoriasis, you name it, is probably with under the AMGN belt. As we speak right now, they have about 20 compounds that are either in phase 2 or phase 3 clinical trials. So there you have it, a company that is seriously just going to deliver through on a ton of ROI. Now, in regards to AMGN's stock share price, they've certainly taken a hit rather recently, much like all the competition out there from J&J to Pfizer. AMGN fell from $247 per share down to around $228 per share. That is about a 7.75% opportunity to grab it while it is currently on sale. Now, best yet is that analysts are only projecting a nice little turnaround, coming in at a median stock share price of $230 per share, a high stock share price at $290 per share. But as a dividend investor, taking a look at AMGN's dividend, they have a current dividend yield sitting at 3.11%. And of course, that reliability factor, they've been paying it out for 11 consecutive years, actually increasing it year over year. So I'm only looking forward to AMGN's continued growth. Now, that's a wrap, YouTube. Between Medtronic, Lockheed Martin, Snap-on Incorporated, Allstate, and AMGN, the 5 dividend stock opportunities that I highly suggest you taking a look into. They are currently discounted in my opinion, and most importantly is to do your own due diligence prior to making any investments in these companies. I am not a financial advisor. However, if you like what you heard, you learned something new, drop those comments below. I'd love to read through them. And of course, just before we conclude the video, tap on that thumbs up button, help me grow this channel. If you haven't done so already, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. I'd love for you to be on this journey with me. Now, YouTube, until the next video, I will see you all there.